Hey everybody, in today's Reset Monday, I am talking all things allergy. What happens when you take those over-the-counter medications, how it's actually affecting your body systemically, so all over, not just clearing up your sinuses, but what are the detrimental effects that it's actually doing to other parts of your body and damaging your health. Then I'm going to talk to you about what kinds of supplements or nutrients that we should be focusing on to build certain pathways that are going to help our bodies have the antioxidant capacity to make sure that we can fight off anything that's coming at us, whether it's molds, toxins, viruses, bacteria, or anything else in the environment. And then lastly, I'm going to go through some foods that you should be focusing on to make sure that you're keeping the building blocks of your health in place so that your body has what it needs to do its own self-healing. So here we go. This is the time of year when the pollen starts to fly, the molds begin to wake up, your eyes get itchy, your sinuses get clogged, you may even start to get headaches, you might not be sleeping well because you can't breathe very well, and it's very common that you're going to reach for an antihistamine. Now, a lot of people may take antihistamines all year long, and many of you may only take them during the allergy season, like now. But let me talk to you about what those over-the-counter antihistamines are actually doing for you. When you take an antihistamine, you're drying up all of your mucous membranes, but everything else in your body dries up as well. You dry up your cells, you dry up your muscles, your tendons, your ligaments, the discs in your spine. You're actually causing more harm downstream just to make sure that you can breathe a little bit better. But what if I told you there were some ways that we could actually help your body to have its own natural antihistamines, to have its own ability to clear out your sinuses, and its own ability to make sure that you don't react during allergy season? So the first thing, when you start taking these over-the-counter meds, what happens is it either blocks or it depletes certain nutrients. And we need a lot of these different nutrients, whether it's magnesium or zinc or selenium or melatonin. We need these nutrients for everyday life. So if you are blocking the production of that, or if you are blocking the absorption of that, then you're actually preventing your body from having the building blocks that it needs just to function. So for example, the biggest depleter that we get when we take these over-the-counters is glutathione. Glutathione is critical for brain function and your detoxification pathways. Now, what happens with glutathione, we call this the mother of all antioxidants. And when you have the glutathione on deck, then your body is having a party with getting rid of all the nastiness that is coming into your body. But when glutathione is not at its highest, then we can start to be more at risk for colds and flus and viruses and other bacteria. So you're actually doing yourself the opposite of what you're attempting to do. So we want to make sure we are protecting glutathione at all cost. So I'm going to go through a list of things that when you have low glutathione, this is actually affecting your everyday life. If you have low glutathione level, it's likely that you have weakness and fatigue. Now, how many of you are walking around and you're just tired? You never feel refreshed. You can't get proper sleep because it's also depleting your melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. So we have to make sure that we are getting our glutathione levels up so we can make sure we have our proper rest, so we can make sure that we have good energy. The other thing that glutathione does is it's a powerful anti-inflammatory. So if glutathione levels are low, you're getting more inflammation from the environmental toxins. So that could be food, it could be water, it could be your laundry detergent, it could be your body care products or anything else that is coming into your body. And your body needs to have more power to be able to detoxify it. Other neurological problems that could exist are cognitive decline. So you start to get forgetful. You may feel like you're just having brain fog. You just can't think clearly. You're not as creative as you used to be. And then of course we have skin issues, and skin issues can be, anything from just acne to eczema or anything in between. Maybe you get hives with when you eat certain things or you get exposed to certain things. So we want to get those glutathione levels up to help protect that. Glutathione is critical for gastrointestinal health. And so if we can have good glutathione levels, we're going to have really good gut regulation and gut healing and repair. And this can be really beneficial for people who get bloated regularly. Maybe you're not having regular bowel movements, or maybe you just can't digest certain foods. The other things with low glutathione is you can have joint pain, weight gain, anemia. There's a whole slew of things because, again, glutathione requires that you have all of these building blocks that are being depleted by your over-the-counters. So to increase your glutathione levels, it's important that we pay attention to a diet rich in sulfur. Sulfur-containing foods are going to be things like your cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, onions. These are all going to be sulfur-containing compounds that are going to help with those glutathione pathways. Allium vegetables, what is that? So garlic has a compound in it called allicin, and allicin is a very powerful antioxidant. It's a very powerful antifungal, which means it can kill mold, it can kill candida and yeast. And so garlic, onions, shallots, those are all super high in sulfur, and they contain a compound called allicin, which is going to help to regulate your glutathione pathways. Good quality protein sources, making sure that you're having good whey protein specifically is a good source of cysteine, which can help to regulate the glutathione, and it's a key amino acid in glutathione. And then all the other sulfur-containing foods would be eggs, fish. The other thing we want to focus on is vitamin C rich foods. So that's going to be oranges, lemons, grapefruits. It's going to be summer here, so we have access to a lot of these good citrus fruits, limes, very high in vitamin C. Berries are awesome because they're not very high in sugar, but very, very high in antioxidants. So we're trying to build as much into our antioxidants as we possibly can. Selenium-rich foods are also excellent for those glutathione pathways. So Brazil nuts are a great form of selenium. 1 to 2 a day really is all you need to help with selenium production, and selenium is great for your thyroid. Seafood, fish, shellfish, also very high in selenium as long as you don't have a food allergy or food sensitivity to shellfish. Other selenium sources are going to be eggs again, high quality poultry, and organ meats. Now I know organ meats are high in fat, but if you get them from good quality sources, then you're going to actually get a lot of benefit out of the organ meats, a lot of iron and zinc, just super concentrated in a lot of those key nutrients. Lastly, we have glycine-rich foods. What is that? So bone broth, an incredible source of glycine, and it makes up some of the amino acids that we get to make up our glutathione. Gelatin is another great source of glycine. I just made a pot of chicken broth and I used chicken feet, which I get a lot of the collagen and the gelatin out of the bones. I actually threw a whole chicken in there as well. So it pulls all of the gelatinous material from the feet as well as the bones and the skin, so that I get a high quality broth, and then I drink 1 cup to 2 cups of that a day. And collagen is another source of glycine. So you can either make it in a form of a broth, and you could take collagen also in the form of a supplement. And then lastly, other ways to build that glutathione pathway is exercise. We can't get away from exercise as far as it being good for us and for our health. It helps your brain, it helps your body, and it just helps your mood. So definitely get out, start walking. The weather's getting better, so great time to get out and really start your exercise program if you haven't started that yet. And then you can supplement with a lot of different supplements that will help to build the glutathione pathway as well. Also limiting your alcohol intake. I know we're coming into summer and it's boating season, so what tends to happen is people start to increase their alcohol intake. Be super mindful of that. Making sure you're getting enough sleep. Sleep is when your brain and your body heal. So if you aren't getting enough sleep, you are not healing. And remember, those over-the-counters you're taking are depleting your body of the building blocks that your brain and body need to sleep, including melatonin. So that is it for your Reset Monday today. We need to just reset our health so that we make sure that we are not falling victim to this crazy allergy season. Let me know if that was helpful. How do your allergies affect you, and what do you do? Do you reach for something natural, or are you reaching for an over-the-counter? I'd love to know. Leave a comment, and I look forward to seeing you on another video.